Okay, so how do you all start? Like you, the Timi Agbaje that everyone knows online. If you have to put a name to your legal
I say I'm
skill.
a lawyer and I'm a storyteller. So people demonize 9 to 5 a lot.
Yeah.
And I always feel like it's a double standard. Because there are 95 people that no matter how big you are in the informal sector, if you're not top 1 over 1 point something percent or 1%, you can't be on the level. But I also feel like no society can exist without
The 9 to 5 corporate, yeah.
people, because those people, they are the ones that power the economy, they power everything. Imagine a day that the worst one is even the security services like the police, the army. It's even more than 9 to 5, like 24 hours non-stop. They just have shit. Imagine a country where those people too don't want to be police officers. Imagine a world where bankers don't want to go to work.
It's going to be very dysfunctional.
Imagine essential workers, nurses and doctors. It's 9 to 5. We have very few of them doing informal sector. Most of them are in 95 and they're essential workers. So imagine a world where everybody wants to be, no man, I don't want to be a nurse, I want to be dancing online and making money. Like, I mean, it's not.
The world will be scattered. Okay, so how do you all start? Like you, the Timi Agbaje that everyone knows online.
I think it's a combination of a lot of stuff. Like, while I was in school, I used to host events, and then aside events, I was running a magazine on the side.
Nice.
What else was I doing? And I was just involved in like my faculty stuff. Yeah.
You went to what uni?
OAU, yes. OAU.
Also?
No, OAU.
OAU. Ife? Yeah. Okay, nice. So is it like from year 1 to year 4 you were doing all these?
No. I started most of the things I was doing. The magazine stuff was like in my later part of my first year to second year, but like hosting an event and being out there. I think it was towards my third year. Yeah, towards my third year.
Nice. So is it like you became very popular in school and you're making so much money?
I don't know what you mean by that, bro.
No, talk to me now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Were you like very popular in school? Be like,
I was showing off. I think people should be the one to tell if I was popular or not.
But you're making dough already, like before you finish.
I would say yes. I was financially okay. Yeah, because I had patronage from a lot of department and stuff. So I wasn't struggling. So
as a student. So if you have babe, the babe will have hope.
I didn't really have a lot of stuff like that, but like it was fun though.
It was fun. It's cool stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want to go deep.
There's nothing deep. There's no depth to deep that.
I actually did my undergrad in Unilag.
Oh, nice. You guys had more fun than a lot of people.
Unilag we have like
environment.
Yeah, and it's like always all week partying.
So nice.
It's fun though. But did you like ever like visit Unilag when you're in undergrad?
Yes, I did. There was a career fair stuff that they did in Unilag that I came for. Yeah. But most of my Unilag visits and travels and things I did there was after I left school.
Nice.
Yeah, because I stayed in Yaba. Yaba was my first post-school accommodation. Area, so I interacted a lot with Unilag. I used to go there. There's one place in Amala Yamoria. I used to go there to go to Amala.
Nice.
I just go through there, and then I work for brands in Unilag too. Like they take me to Unilag to work and stuff here.
Nice. But what do you think? Oh, the few times you've gone to like Unilag and also, what do you think is like different when it comes to the party?
My school is OAU.
OAU. I keep saying sorry. OAU. I'll just say Ife.
Wherever you call it.
So the few times you've gone to like Unilag and Ife, OAU. What's like the difference with like the party life?
The party life? No, I feel like party-wise, Unilag has more, because the environment naturally. So, for example, a Unilag student can maybe on a Friday, you say they want to go to town, go to Quilox or go to a club in VI. In Ife, there's no chance like that. The few clubs that they were there, they're doing okay, but like, they are not on the level and scale of Lagos. So, I mean, the party life, you guys are better than people in Ife. Yeah. But we also had our own events that were very heavy. We have an amphi event that's called somewhere called Amphitheater. You can seat 10,000 people if they are like clustered together, and it's always heavy. Like they bring artists back to back, and dope stuff. So we also have like, it's not like a backward school that we don't do stuff. We also have heavy energy, but like I'm just saying, I'm just saying the pause of just want to wake up and go clubbing in town and stuff. I know
it's not
easier
like
for someone
that
in Lagos than someone in Ife.
Yeah.
But party and social events, we had them back to back in Ife. Back to back.
Yeah, so like it's easier for like giving license to make clubbing outside school and one in
because of
school.
the environment. Yeah.
Nice, makes sense actually. So when you're in Ife, when you're in Ife, did you like do? So are we gonna say we started? Did you like start with like anchoring things, MCing things, or you just went straight to law stuff?
My event hosting P in school was in my third year, like the later part of my third year. I was at one event and I just saw a senior of mine doing this stuff, and I'm like, yo, I can do this thing that this guy is doing. Because in my church I used to like do all of those. I hold microphones for a couple stores, so I just feel like, yo, I can do this thing. And then I talked to him and he was like, yeah, he's always waiting for me to want to do something like this. And I asked him for tips and all that stuff, and I put myself out there. And in a few times, let's say 1 or 2 shots, I got people to like believe in me, and I started getting gigs. Yeah.
Nice. So was the gigs like maybe like school or party or like faculty party?
So the way it worked that time was it was by skill and by level.
Yeah.
Then you first forget the student department to like believe in you, give you gigs and book you. Then brands always come to our school, like big brands always come. And when the big brands always come, sometimes they come with their own people, and sometimes they want to work with people that people know in school. So they just go around, they won't tell you, they just go around and tell who are the MCs that can host events like this, and then people tell them, this guy can do, this guy can do. So they always like reach out and then do gigs for them. Like I mean, I did a lot of gigs for people, for brands while I was in school. A lot, actually.
Nice. Restaurants.
Okay.
Do you like your drink? You didn't even try it.
Oh, let's go.
Did you like really try? You just tried it once and you say it's slap.
No, I did.
What's slap? Define slap.
Oh.
So if slap was in the definition.
No, I don't know the definition because I think there's a line or something inside it.
But I don't think it's that line like that. For me, mine is like it's pretty sweet. Like
such.
So anytime you say slap, that means
No. It depends on context. In this context, I meant romantic.
Yeah, thank you. I think one of the things I wish I did, I wish I still have the opportunity to, is to go to Ife or AU, to be precise. I think there was one time I thought I was going to go to OAU. I think I want to study there in OAU at this time. I am the undergrad.
No, it might not be. They have postgrad, they have a master's college. Like they have different walks of life.
Maybe PhD.
Maybe.
Do you have a PhD?
No, I don't. I don't know.
You're like someone that will get a PhD.
Why do you say that? I mean, I don't know. I won't lie. But I respect people that read and go to school. Like I feel like I read almost every day because of what I do and stuff. But reading for exam under exam conditions. The pressure is different, and then I respect people that do that because it's never easy. And I feel like the older you get before you go back to school or while you're at school, the tougher it gets because there are responsibilities, there are bills on the table. And then the pressure of adulthood, you're getting older, you're counting your age and time and all that, and combining with the academic pressure. I mean, but it has to be done.
I think it's just like, but I feel like people are just, I always had this perception that you just do undergrad, go straight to your masters, and you're done. Maybe for female, I feel like you're done and you can get married.
Are you married?
No.
Why not?
To happen.
Do you believe in marriage?
Yeah, if you find the right person. But and it's going to happen soon, pretty soon.
Oh, you have someone in the picture already?
Yeah.
When is he going to propose?
He has proposed. I love my rings.
He has proposed, but you forgot your ring.
But I always wear it. This is the first time. You always wear my ring.
He has proposed, but you forgot your ring.
I forgot my ring.
Alright. And then actually, if you believe in marriage, you said if it happens.
No, I said
if you find the right person.
I was saying in general,
generally.
I found the right person. I found the right person. So I said in general,
nice to meet you.
No, it was like the general statement, like if you find the right person. But I did say that for that it's going to happen soon.
It's all right.
No, but we're very happy, very happy. No,
you sound like you're trying to convince me.
No, I'm not convincing you. I'm happy.
It's all right.
What's your thoughts about relationship?
About relationship, what kind of relationship are you talking about?
Relationship that leads to marriage.
I mean, yeah, like you said, if you find the right person.
Yeah, I feel like that's my thought too. Like when you find the right person, it happens. I think you have to start with the right person first, not rush into it. I don't believe in like rushing into things. I feel like there's so much to achieve in life. If you don't find the right person, just wait.
I also feel like marriages, relationships are about alignment of values. And it doesn't have to come from a deep place. It doesn't have to be deep.
Yeah.
Like as simple as companionship, as simple as friendship, as simple as why you want to do it. As long as you guys are on the same page on it, I think you guys are good to go.
Yeah.
But I don't think the right people exist. I just think people fit different purposes.
I don't. My thoughts about. I think the value part works for me though. And I do agree. I think my own thoughts about it is like two people you're not perfect, both of us, each person, but together you can become perfect, you learn from each other. But for me, values are very important, and also mindset, because I feel like I want someone that kind of understands my goals. Does that add to value?
I think mindset shapes values.
Okay.
I feel like if your mindset is in a certain way, there are some things that you hold there and you never compromise on. So I feel like they're sort of interconnected. It's just like your perspective in life is shaped by your reality. Like if you grow up in the slum, there's some things that it takes unlearning or relearning to take out of you. And if you grow up in the middle of affluence or wealth, there's some things that are unbelievable
that your mind, like,
that you won't believe that it can happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just feel like your reality shapes your perspective and your mindset also connects to values.
Oh, I see the wordings. I need to like take those codes and just put that.
Yeah, just normal stuff.
No, but the way you phrase it really makes sense, and I do agree with you. Like where someone's background kind of influence the person's mindset. I think you have to like really get out there to kind of, even if you're like from a very wealthy background and you don't know what's going on there, if you don't go out and mix, sometimes you can't really understand even what people's perception and what people are going through. I need to say you've not done like fun things in a while. What was like some of the fun things? Is this like one of the fun things you've done in a long time? Is it looking like this fun?
No, it's calm.
It's calm, but like, what's like the most recreational thing you've done in a while?
My work is recreational for me.
I like that too. But you already told me that you don't remember how to do.
No, like, people set up, catch fun and do all these things.
Yeah.
I'm mostly in between work,
so you just do it in between work?
I mean, I try to have fun while I'm working, so
yeah, that's fun.
I don't have to like separate work from fun. But some people know how to do it. I'm just learning how to do it.
Yeah, I think I won't say I'm like I used to have fun, but I think I just got so grounded in work. Like I feel like I'm always on my computer, working back to back or working on something. I never really even take a break properly. I'm also consciously telling myself I have to like do more fun things, because I'm always like, I feel like we can come in. No problem. So I feel like if I don't consciously say how, I think the only fun thing I would say I do is I do wall climbing a lot. Not yet though.
There's one word.
Yeah, I've never used that one though. But I do wall climbing a lot. Like that's my spot. That's my brain thing. I feel like that's the only thing I do the most that is like recreational.
Good stuff.
It's cool though. I feel like it's brain taxing. Like it helps you. Like so, what I do is that when I go all the way up, I always want to tap the top.
Oh yeah.
So and I told my so I feel like it's training my mindset to like get like if I have to do something, I have to go all the way. So for me, it's like a brain training thing.
That's calm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. How's your day usually? Like do you want to sit down here? I think.
Oh.
So how's your day usually like on a normal day? Like how's your
Depends on what I set out to do, if it's work or other stuff, yeah.
Okay, so is it like you have a calendar already for the month?
Yes, I do. I have a calendar of engagements that I have. So
for the whole month. Where did you go to England to?
Lagos.
Lagos too. Me too. So when you went transitioning to NYSC, did you do like all this handcore thing they do at the NYSC place in Lagos? You know, they always do like parts, like MC.
Oh no, I didn't do that. I always threw a party. I organized a party for folks from my school in camp.
Nice.
That's what I did.
So you went to your cultivar was in Abuja.
Yeah. Everybody goes to Abuja.
Oh, Abuja is the actual cultivar place.
Yes, that's where the ceremony happens.
And for now, since you've been working fully as I'm going to call you an entertainment lawyer.
Whatever you call it.
What do you call yourself?
How would I call myself? I call myself Timi Agbaje.
No, but if you have to put a name to your legal
I say I'm
skill.
a lawyer and I'm a storyteller.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that.
I'm taking up a lot of work in entertainment space, but I also represent people and I've like solicited for people out of the entertainment space.
Okay.
So I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer to some people. I help them review contract. Some people that I represent, just this is a good week for like my clients. Like two of them are signing ambassadorship deals this
Nice,
week.
congrats
One of them did one big one last month, so I'm happy for them. I don't know if I'm supposed to say their names yet because they've not like made the announcement.
Yeah.
One of them is a football content person.
Wow.
Quite big, one of the biggest in Africa. And one of
Is
them,
it female? Because it's a female.
the
Male.
guy, the
Okay,
football
great.
person is guy. And then the woman, she's one of the biggest voices you've seen on TV that I've listened to on TV and watched on TV.
Nice.
She has something big coming up. They've not announced it, so I can't.
Nice. No, it's okay. I feel like it's. I understand, and they're like NDAs. As much as I'm not a legal person, I literally understand the importance of having
If they've
NDAs.
announced the deal, I could even
You talk about it, yeah.
But they've not announced, and I don't want to be announcing
Before
them.
yeah. What's your thought about NDAs before like you do stuff?
I mean, it's cool stuff. Like, I mean, if you feel like something is confidential enough, you cannot trust that people will not speak, because trust is the biggest currency of humanity, and is also the easiest to lose because everybody has a confidant. So if I confide in you, you have a confidant, probably your best friend. Your best friend has another best friend or a therapist or somebody that they trust somewhere. So what I told you in confidence is already multiplied by 3. But NDAs make everybody feel like, oh yeah, there's an obligation that even no matter who the person is to you, even if you are feeling like you want to confess to your reverend father or anything, confess everything of your sins, but don't include my business. So I mean, it's cool stuff.
So can I get sued if I break?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. You breach confidentiality clause.
Is it like a serious suing stuff?
It's civil stuff anyways.
Yeah, it's everywhere in the world, or just
Yes, now it's a contract now.
Yeah, I do.
We have a contract, don't do this and you breach it. I can take damage.
Take it very personal.
Yeah.
Because I have an NDA for like almost I have one master NDA that my lawyer did that I can convert from different things.
Yeah,
I just changed names and my parties, then I just sign. But I use it for almost every single thing.
That's cool stuff.
Obviously, no one has broken it, but I always have it.
That's cool stuff.
Yeah, but I don't even know what made it so. Maybe I don't know what made me think of an NDA. I was working on something though. I actually have a patent. So I was working, I think that period I was actually trying to work with either a manufacturer overseas to kind of see like for them to like, let's see if they could even build a prototype. And I was also working with a 3D person, but I had to I had to talk to my lawyer and say, we need to put together a very quick draft that I can use for everything, both a manufacturer, both a 3D person, so that they could always sign every time. So that's when he drafted that universal.
Oh yeah.
And I've been giving it to a lot of people because I'm like, it costs me money, but I'm happy to share it because it's like universal.
Yeah.
And my lawyer is very strict.
I like good lawyers.
Yeah, he's a very good lawyer actually. Very good lawyer. Yeah, I like lawyers.
They're the best.
They're the best. I know like you monetize your time. I'm really happy that you had time for me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How do you manage monetize, how's the value of you? Like you are worth something now. If I have to estimate you on Google, you have to do that Google estimate.
I don't think those things are correct for Africans.
For Africans.
Except the 1%.
1%.
Yeah.
But if I have to put a number to you, by
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just a guy trying to be a better guy.
So how do you maintain your friend? Do you have like an accountant?
In Nigeria, I don't think a lot of people in the informal sector operate that way. But we have.
Everything
No, but we have important people for important stuff like a tax consultant. Because up until recently when they did a new tax law, like I feel like a lot of people in the informal sector do not understand the personal income, what they are meant to pay, what they are not meant to pay. So it's just always easier when you have a tax consultant. But like with the new law now, I'm still reading it, but I feel like they're trying to make it easy for you as an individual to be able to come up with what you owe and be able to pay and remit it to the government. So yeah, so I mean, people have that. And then people don't really have people on their payroll until they are very big. So for example, now people don't have personal doctors, but they have a guy that is their guy, that is a doctor, and they always show love. So if there's an emergency, it comes through for them. Like I feel like that's how it works.
It accounts for what they are paying officially, spending on that.
Yeah, so it's not like they pay the person monthly or stuff. But people in the formal sector, through their there's this health insurance stuff, they do that. Informal sector, some of us have those stuff, but like it's not as structured as it is in the formal sector. Pensions, the same thing. Retirement savings account. If you are in the formal sector, there's a percentage by law that says that you must always remit to from your employers to remit to the pension scheme monthly. In the informal sector, I don't think a lot of people have that.
Only if they want to do maybe they get I want to say accountant, but you just laugh at me. But there's this thing I know that's called Roth IRA. It's like a way to diversify
your income. Yeah, not a lot of people do those things. So I feel like financial education still plays a big part in all of this, because people make money, but not a lot of people invest their money or try to multiply their money or safeguard their future with the money. And another problem is that a lot of people think that saving money is the way out of poverty. Like as time goes by, you realize that money loses value, like especially in part of the world that we are. If we had 10 million naira 10 years ago, and you have that 10 million naira now, I don't think it's the same value. It's very far apart. As at 2019 or 2020, the kind of cars you buy with 10 million naira, every solid car. But now, if you want to buy a car with 10 million naira, you just get a normal car. You say, Baba, God don't do it for you. Know the worker again. Nothing more than that. So I feel like people need to understand that you need to diversify, invest, and learn more. It's a journey. It's a serious stuff that we need to learn about. Yeah.
I do agree. Learning how to, the money you have in your account depreciates over time.
Yeah.
But if, for example, if I invested in a land 2 years ago,
the value of the land,
the value of that land I have in my account is not
the same.
It's not.
The disparity is clear.
Yes, I do agree with that. So what's usually your Friday like? I feel like since I've been chatting with you all this while, your Fridays are always busy. Almost every day.
I think that it doesn't work for me per Friday, Saturday or stuff. It just works for me per when I have work to do, I don't have work to do. Yeah.
So you know, and when you don't have work to do, are you studying finance or tax or reading a new tax document?
Most important thing I'm trying to do is sleep or rest.
What do you think about the tax thing you're reading now? The new tax
I'm still
law?
reading it.
What's it for you feeling is beneficial to people?
Ever since I started creating law content, I'm very careful about anything I say about the law or stuff. I'm still reading it.
Generally out of law, what do you think about paying tax? This is just
I think people should pay. I think it's a civic obligation. We need to pay tax. Because the tax is part of the revenue of the government, and the government doesn't have revenue. How does this thing, or how do things run smoothly? So people should pay tax, yes.
Do we think that the government is...
It's a very subjective argument. I'm not trying to take brief for the government or I'm not trying to speak for the government. Leave the government aside. There are some people that don't have a choice that pay that tax. And it will be unfair if those are paying and you don't want to pay because you have the chance, because you're not probably in the formal sector, you can find your way through. It's unfair. Yes, we can all now come together and bring the government to accountability and say, you guys, this money you're taking from us, what are you doing with it? You need to account for it. But saying that should we or should we not is a very funny argument.
I do agree. But one thing I wanted to say is, do you think that, I don't know the percentage of tax though, how they do tax percentage. Is it by state or by whole country or federal state? Revenue,
sectors, and the things you do determine the type of tax you pay.
Yeah.
So for example, companies like restaurants, people that do all of those things, they pay VAT on the goods and services that they render to you. So, and things like 10%, it was 5% one time, 7.5% one time. Always I think that goes. Government sometimes say 5%, but it was 5% one time. They get 7.5%. Now that's one side. There's company income tax. Like depending on the revenue that you have, this new tax law has pushed up the threshold for people that should pay CIT. Now, personal income tax means that you are living somewhere in Nigeria and you're making money. You should pay tax. Now, you pay that to the state you reside or do business in. Because, I mean, that state needs to run functionally. Don't forget that your tax funds the civil service, funds the security, the health sector, the police, all of those things. And it's because you are enjoying relative peace. That's why you're able to carry on your business there. So it's just fair to give back to that section.
I agree though. Tax has always been there since the days of the Bible.
Yeah, I don't think tax will, even when Jesus Christ said it, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, I don't think it will go anywhere. Thank you.
So since you left NYSC uni and you like came mainstream, like how long did it take you to become mainstream?
I think it's a journey. And I think the journey is still quite far.
The journey is still
quite far.
So you don't
Yeah.
feel like a mainstream.
No. I feel like it's a growth journey. Like I'm far ahead of how I used to be, and I don't want to ever think I've gotten there, so that I don't. Because I feel like small success is the biggest enemy of big success. So yeah.
I think they just have to keep going. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I look for myself and I'm like, have I reached, like I don't think I've reached that milestone. But someone else looks at me and person's like, I achieved so much. I'm like, because what's on my head and where I want to go is probably different from what you see.
Yeah, definitely.
And I just keep going.
Yeah, you know,
And
like,
sometimes we like you said, we still want to get our head so that we keep going. It's really upside down now.
Did you always live in Lagos?
no.
What state did you come from?
I've been everywhere. Walk around. I'm like Ajala.
How do we go out? There's another place. It feels like this is where everything ends.
Yeah, like Ajala.
Yes, Ajala is the
Deep,
person
that goes everywhere.
yeah.
Okay. So financially, do you think like if you compare yourself to like a corporate lawyer that goes into the office every day, like someone that goes into the office every day, do you think that if you look at your financial,
I think those arguments are very open-ended. So I'll give you an instance. Like somebody in the entertainment space could make good money if you have value you give to people, you have the audience, and then you have an engagement that like drives traffic to you, people like patronize you, and in the stream of income some way money moves around your direction. You're earning good, you're fine for an average person in the society you live in. But there are also people demonize 9 to 5 a lot.
yeah,
And I always feel like it's a double standard, because there are 95 people that no matter how big you are in the informal sector, if you're not top 1.something% of the 1%, you can't be on the level. Because, for example, they have guaranteed income and then they are at the top of the food chain. And there's no way you want to do the informal sector except you have detached yourself fully. You still need support, patronage, or interaction or collaboration with the private sector, which is the formal sector. So I feel like a corporate lawyer doing what compared to a lawyer in the informal sector doing what? So for example, if you're into litigation and then you're not a big name and you don't have a big network of clients, you probably will not earn, or you have to take a longer time to earn, like some other people that are doing other types of or other fields of law. But there are some guys that are in the oil and gas sector, they are in the middle of the stream of income and they are making good money, and they don't even have to go through the labor or the rigor that you go to or go through in other sectors. So I feel like a lawyer doing what compared to a lawyer doing what, that's always the
pair.
Yeah, the pay. It's not a direct contract. It's not a direct contrast. So for example, some people say it's easier to be a millionaire abroad than to be a millionaire in Nigeria. It's not a direct comparison, because some folks are in Nigeria and they are earning big. They don't even need to move. They just probably need to like travel for experience and exposure, just like interact with other systems, And some people are over there and they're just comfortable. They are not wealthy, they are just comfortable. Some folks are here and they're extremely wealthy. And some folks are also here, they're struggling so much, and then if they are all probably in another country or another space or climb, they would be anywhere. So I feel like there's no direct
no correlation.
Yeah, yes, there's no correlation that is direct. It's not directly proportional. So let me give you, for lack of a better example, an actor in Nigeria compared to somebody doing 9 to 5. This actor, what level is this actor? Does he have endorsements? Does he have streaming platforms that people pay to watch him? Does he also get adverts, for example? Do people like use him to promote products? Is he influencing for brands? Compared to a 9 to 5 guy. So now, also 9 to 5 doing what compared to that actor? Now, actor in Nigeria compared to an actor in Hollywood.
That's another level.
You understand? So I feel like, because some guys are
and
cool
even the
about,
actors in Hollywood too have levels.
they also have levels. Because, for example, there are some actors that have enough right bargaining leverage that they can tell you that they also want from the money you make from the box office. And some movie producers will also consider that and they will give them that. So I feel like there's no comparison anywhere. Some politicians, like a lot of Nigeria, for example, politics is like a career. You do politics, you probably become a rich person. In some parts of the world, politics is like public service. Nobody goes there to become rich. You might have made your money before that time, but you're not going there to enrich your pocket, except you want to be corrupt and if you're caught, there are consequences for it. So I feel like there's no direct. So for example, a director in Nigeria might not be wealthy, except probably you are able to break through on the big platforms. You're able to like secure gigs and stuff. But a director outside there makes a lot of racks, like they're stacking up heavy. So I feel like we're getting there, we're getting better, like far beyond how it was before, but like it's not a direct comparison, just to say.
Yeah, I actually agree. I actually agree that it's not a direct comparison, because sometimes it's based on the position.
Yes.
Are you in entry level?
Yes.
Are you just a random lad that just signs people's paper and just does
And the value you bring.
And the value you bring.
Yeah.
And also, I actually feel like a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people have demoralized 9 to 5. Is it demoralized? That's
Demonized.
what I demonized. Sorry, my
like
9 to 5.
Like the prison that everybody has to break out from.
Because
that's not to disrespect people that go through stuff, because I know that some employments are like slave trade.
Yeah.
People are going through a lot there, but I also feel like no society can exist without the
9 to 5 corporate,
people, because those people, they are the ones that power the economy, they power everything. Imagine a day that the worst one is even the security services, like the police, the army, is even more than 9 to 5, like 24 hours around the clock. They just have shit. Imagine a country where those people too don't want to be police officers. Imagine a system where the guys that guard the offices you go to don't want to go to work. Imagine a world that the civil servants don't want to resume at offices. Imagine a world where bankers don't want to go to work.
It's going to be very dysfunctional. Imagine
a society where the fire service officials don't want to resume at duty. Essential workers, nurses and doctors. It's 9 to 5. I mean, we have very few of them doing informal sector. Most of them are in 9 to 5 and they're essential workers. So imagine a world where everybody wants to be, no man, I don't want to be a nurse, I want to be dancing online and making money. Like, I mean, it's not...
The world will be scattered. Yeah. I feel like, personally, actually, beyond every other thing I do, I have a 9 to 5.
Oh, that's good.
And I feel like, personally, maybe before I take the full leap of faith to like fully be alone, like stand as an independent business, my 9 to 5 has actually been paying for a lot of things I'm doing. And for me, sometimes I even look back, I'm like, I can be here and actually do extremely well. So it's like passion that is taking me to other things I'm doing.
Like 9 to 5 is an easy guarantee to life.
Yeah. But on the level you want, because there are some 9 to 5 that might just be here.
No,
I agree. What
that's
level of ambition.
You could also be in the informal sector for 10 years and not make it or break even. We are under the bubble of judging with a part of it to mean the bigger part of it. So I'll give you an example. Footballers make a lot of money. But how many African footballers from Africa make a lot of money? Now, how long does it take a dude that has a dream on the streets of Lagos or anywhere in Nigeria to become a professional footballer? It's tough work.
It's tough.
To get to trials, to get even an agent to scout you, to get placement in the pro leagues. It's tough. But one footballer makes it, everybody's saying, mad. Everybody has to be in football. Money is in football. We're forgetting that there are many dreams that die along the line. I used to do street interviews a couple times. I still do them. I met a guy and I asked him, he's 40. And I asked him his biggest regret. He said he regrets that his father did not allow him to pursue his dream. I said, what was his dream? He said he wanted to be a footballer. Now, the state I met him was, his wife had left him, but he had a child that the wife took with him. He's 40 and he could barely feed. And don't forget, he was pursuing that dream of football for so long.
For so long.
He was not able to add up other skills to like survive. So he's just literally living on whatever the day brings to him. We're not talking about that. Musical artist, it's very tough to be a music star. Like sometimes people even say that artists don't pass listener. Like people that the audience of the artists are not as much or as high as number of people that want to be artists. Now, are we not talking about the people that their dreams got buried along the line? They wanted to be artists, they believe that they will become A-list, and 10 years, 20 years,
they've not gotten there.
time had gone. The 30 years after, they realized, oh my, the world is moving on. How do I start again? So this is to say that every sector has their pro and their con. The 95 sector, you could be there and then you might not become extremely wealthy, but you can boast of a comfortable life.
And you sometimes, a lot of times you have the opportunity to shoot for the stars. It's just how well you study, how you can keep going.
And I also feel like the universe has a part to play.
Yeah.
You might just be lucky and some people are unlucky.
Yeah.
Just pray for grace.
I do agree.
Yeah. So the informal sector, but it's like high risk, high reward. You could get there and after a couple of time, boom, you don't know poverty anymore. And you could be there and struggle for so long before the sun shines on you, and when it shines on you, you're happy. And you could be there and you'll be hoping for a better tomorrow, and it never comes. So everything has a pro and con.
I do agree. Like everything is really yin yang. Have you heard of that word?
Yeah. There's a popular
life is very philosophical. If you look at things, and I think so. I was going to say that. You did mention 9 to 5. Most of your clients, do you get a lot of, obviously brand deals are companies that have 9 to 5?
Yes.
So that means a lot of your, if you look at your, let's say you have like a framework end to end of your financial level, let's say 1 to 10. I can say that 6 to 10 is like the total number of brands that like 9 to 5 that come to you, or like most of the people that come to you. Or like brand ambassadorship, business. As
a storyteller and a content person, most times when you are engaged to an agency, that's proper 9 to 5. That's proper 9 to 5. Now, the people that use the agencies too, they are actually corporations, big brands. And stuff. So proper 9 to 5. You also have people that are entrepreneurs that tie their own businesses. They also want people to be faces for them, manifest for them.
And they have a structured
business.
But
I feel like because of the agency intermediary, you will have to put a 9 to 5 because most people come to agents because they know that if a big brand or a multinational comes to you now, they'll be scared that you might bill them extra or charge them higher than you would have charged them. So agencies broker that midpoint. So I would say
almost 90%, like 9 to 10.
I'll say 60-40.
60-40.
Yeah.
So that's 6-40. Yeah. No, so I was kind of close. I said 60.
Yes.
Yeah, I was close. Nice. Which one's the best front? You can pass here. Okay, pass here. Okay. Great. Okay, thank you. Entertainment really made. If you had worked in, I know we've spoken about something similar, but for you personally, do you think this is destined for you and it's helped you like financially?
Oh yes. I won't even lie. I think it's not even about the money. I think it's about the opportunities, the potential that life offers you because of you have a platform, you have a voice, and you're able to use it. Like there are people that you have to like walk your way up to before you can get their attention or you meet them or know them. And they come to you, they're like, I watch you. There was Kingson in my office one day and they showed me a video. Great talk you do. So I feel like having a platform, being in the entertainment space, gives you fast visibility to be able to meet people. You can now decide to turn that to a leverage and probably build something out of it. Because imagine you having to resume work every day with tasks and deadlines. For you to network with people, you need to be very intentional about it. But on the other side, in entertainment, your work gives you the opportunity, presents you the platforms, the events, the chances to meet people out of your immediate environment. So I feel like the opportunities in entertainment are enormous, very enormous. And you're just pray that you're able to like spin it out correctly.
Perfect. So the next I was going to say that the next phase for this is our final phase.
All right.
And I think one of the things I wanted to know about is how, obviously I don't need to give me your numbers, but how you like manage budgeting. As I know you don't really have that kind of account. You do most of it. You have a private person, but you manage a lot of things on you by yourself.
So, we do it from the angle of output. So if you have a production, what does it take me to produce this? Then I draw a budget on that. Then I want to do something, what does it take for me to do that? And then follow suit. So I think it's our output that determine our budgeting in my own line of work.
Okay.
Football.
I think the only thing I was interested in Paris was this wall climbing because I Hi. Yeah.
I'm going to place this on you. So, failure together.
Sorry?
As in, if you have to wear this,
Yes. Do you have one for each of us? There are two of us.
you
Yeah.
go one after the other.
Yes. So we have to use one.
Well, we have this one too.
So I have to remove all the things on my hand.
So don't worry.
Do you want to go first? Go first. He's done it before.
No, ladies first.
Ladies first. Thank you. It's okay. I had a good day. I had a good day. I'm not paying. Nothing pains me. I need to tell him about that again. It's life. It's miscellaneous.
So you're standing sideways. You want to stand? Oh, yeah. This two fingers should be here. So what should be there? Then try.
No, it's going next somewhere. I feel these colors, these flying colors. I think it's your right hand. You already look like you're done.
But you still play again.
Yeah, I'll try.
It's not the time I tried before, but let's go.
So sideways.
Right. Like this. Very good. Yeah.
So you look super. Oh, nice. Can I get nap? Something to clean my shoe. I've been walking up and down. Let me learn.
I like how to go down.
Ah!
Get down. Okay,
Is there something for me to clean?
Go.
Is there something for me to clean?
Alrighty. Like this? Like that?
Oh, you did it! Oh,
Thank you.
you're done.
Go.
Let me try. Yeah, you go again, though.
No, it's good.
You're good. Let me try. Let me see if I can get one. At least, if I don't, I accept my fate. I accept my fate. So what points is that?
8 points.
That's strong, right?
Yes. So the main credit is the bullseye.
Is the
Bullseye. There's no about
The yellow part.
Yeah, obviously.
small circle.
Yeah, that's like an obvious target.
But by your love, you can get it.
I don't know if I'll get it right this time. Is there something I used to clean my shoe? I've been walking around this place since. Thank you. Please, I remember to upload it.
Sorry?
Do that. Because ready? Go. You need one, you have to. You need everything.
I'm not releasing this thing.
These three fingers is going away from it.
Okay. No, I wasn't meant. I'm not paying if I don't get it. It's live. I'm not supposed to get it.
Yes.
After this, I'm not doing it
You
again.
will do.
Why?
You must get it. Because we pay for it.
It's not my fault.
So you must do at least when I go to ask you.
I did one now.
No, you didn't get it.
I did one. Okay, so like this, like this.
Go.
I'm not doing it again.
Stop pressing this thing. Let me show you. I'm a woman too.
There are many things you can't do more than me. Just I enjoy this.
So it's right. Go. So your hand.
I tried. I'm done. I failed though, but I'm done. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Is this something I can use to clean my shoe? I've been walking around this place since. So I was going to ask that. Do you have fun?
Yeah, what's good?
Saying that, how do you do like budgeting?
Right, I have a production.
Are you on? Where are you, sorry? You're on. So how do you like
The production, for example, I do a list of my deliverables, what I need to achieve them, put somebody in charge of it, the company,
So that's all you do for budgeting end to end.
Yeah.
And like financially, like I think one of where we stopped actually in some our conversation where we're leaving the upside down house was more like how financially this role that you've experienced has made you, given you more leverage. Do you feel like if you never took this role you won't be as financially buoyant? I know you're a brilliant person, you can do it.
I will never know.
You
I
never
think
know.
that the only enemy is poverty, and whatever space we find ourselves, we have to win. Yeah, so I don't know what it will be like, yeah. But yeah, we keep grinding on.
So what do you recommend for people?
We need to be intentional. We need to plan for our finances before they come to us. So before that money comes in, have a plan. Because most times, it's when money comes that we now start saying, I'll put this here, I'll put this here. And by that time, before you know it, the money is gone again. So I think that the most proactive thing to do that has been helpful. I'm still on the journey because no matter how much you plan sometimes, life has its own plans. But
Yeah.
I feel like having a plan before the money comes is always the better approach to it. So what am I putting to save? What am I putting to invest? What am I putting to chop? Because living expenses are part of it. No matter how prudent you want to be, you can't hide from life. You need to eat, you need to buy clothes, you need to drink, you need to survive basically. So you need to have a plan and a goal if you have a goal. So for example, the way people save money to buy houses, save money to buy cars, have a goal that by the end of this quarter, by the end of this year, I want to have invested some amount of money, or I want to have saved some amount of money, or I want to have been able to do this for myself. So I feel like having a plan is the biggest act to that.
I think I do agree with planning. I have this spreadsheet that I keep, it's an Excel spreadsheet for budgeting month over month. So the way I've created the spreadsheet, because I've been keeping it. Sometimes I create new ones, but the way I've created it is almost all the items that I'm working, maybe like all of my expenses are almost the same. Sometimes I add to the line item, but I'm able to like use it month over month. Just the only thing I have to do is okay, January, February. I do all the way to January, February, and December. So I'm able to focus and say, this is how much I have. This is how much my expense will be, and even this is how much. And I delegate money to every aspect of my expenses. Sometimes, like you say, it doesn't work perfectly. There are like unforeseen things that will happen, but I think it kind of even helps me like, do I need to do more? If based on what I see here, and if I have like some goals for me to achieve, is this enough for me from savings to even achieve my goals? Do I need to do more? What's the strategy I have to? It makes me even see ahead of, like, makes me plan ahead. Do you keep an Excel file like that?
No, but I have some money tracker apps and I have some stuff on my phone that I use to like use and do that.
Good, yeah. Money tracker apps are very good too. I think that one is just me being very manual. And do you? I know you have friends in the industry, but do you think that a lot of people are started planning as much as you do?
Yes. I talked to a couple of my guys and I see what they do. I'm impressed. I feel like people are getting wiser and smarter by the day, and the technology is helping people. And people are sucking in information about. Nobody wants to put before. Nobody wants to, after all the hard work and the struggle, end up dejected, lonely and broke. So people are making no problem. People are making efforts to make better. Yes, I'm very impressed about what people do.
Yeah. Do you think that in life, if we don't budget properly or we don't plan our finances properly, it can really destroy us?
Yes, I know that. Like, I feel like living life to chance is so risky. It's too risky. Like, I feel like you don't budget, you don't plan, you eat everything you make. There will be a time, just like in entertainment, there's a peak season. But there are times that things are dry. So you need to save in your peak season, invest your peak season. So when things are dry, you are not broke, you're not stranded. You have to live by till the next time things pop up again, you keep going. But when you eat everything you make now, when things are dry, people will be surprised that it's not you that was just making a lot of money now, why are you begging for food? So I feel like living these chances is too risky. We can't afford to do that.
I also agree. I think that sometimes I look at life. I always feel like, so one thing I always tell myself that in life you have to respect everybody, because you don't know if they've tried to hustle the way you hustled, and life didn't just happen to them. And sometimes when I look at them, I'm like, God, life wasn't happen to me. I really have to like plan better. I'm not saying they didn't plan better. Life happens.
Yes.
We just have to accept that some people really did do everything right, but it just did not happen. But anytime I look at people and I'm like, no, it makes me go back to like my budget and say, please, why am I not budgeting? Because I want my future. I don't know how my future will be, but let me know I planned. Like, let me know I tried my best. Yeah, I did my best. Does that fear ever come to you?
Yes, everybody has the back of their mind. Nobody wants to grow. Even people that are still struggling are trying hard to get out of it. So nobody wants to slip off. Nobody wants to snooze.
I agree. So if you sum, do you see like the entertainment industry generally? Do you see like a lot of people? Do you think like in the near future, a lot of people will really think that would take like, you know, the way they create they have like informal sector. They'll be like, I really want to have an accountant, 100%, not just.
I feel like there'll be a level you get to. So just like having an assistant, there'll be a level that you can do everything yourself. There'll also be a level that no matter how much you try, you need assistance. You can't do everything yourself. So I feel like the higher you scale, the higher you go, the more diversified the operations become. These things would show up and you need to attend to.
You need a team to help you make it function properly.
So let me give you an example. There are some content creators that they can film themselves, they can script, they can write everything, they can do everything, and they're doing it perfectly fine, and it's going smoothly for them. There will be a level you get to that, even if you are able to do it, you can't afford to because there's no time. You can't be the one that is jumping from like 3 shoots or 4 shoots in 2 days, still be the one that will come back and plan your outfits, come back and care about how you're going to eat, plan the logistics of the shoot, people that are coming and then sit down to read, then write, script the content, then record the content, then edit the content. It's just at some point it just becomes overwhelming for you and you burn out. So as you scale and as you go higher, it just shows up and you have to figure it out.
Actually, there's this book I read. A friend of mine, actually works with Money Points. shout out to Ifeanyi. He told me to read this book called Blitzscaling. That particular book, I'll probably get one for you. It teaches you how to, the importance of scaling. Like, in order for you to move quickly and scale your business quickly, you need an army, like you need a force of team. And the book actually gives example of different major businesses that scaled to like billion-dollar businesses. How just having the right team, scaling, not looking at, oh, it might be too expensive, but scaling in manpower set kind of help them scale their business financially. And that's what I get from the conversation. Like, at a time, you need the right people for you to even move quickly and do better. Nice. I like that. So overall, for budgeting, you do agree that it's a very, very important
Definitely.
aspect of any business beyond
Every business. Because money you do not record or plan for before you spend, you would always exceed the spending of it. Because you just like impulse buying. You're going to the supermarket to buy something and then you don't plan, I'm buying this and that. But you just go there, you just realize that, oh, I like this. By the time you want to start buying the things you went there to buy, you probably are going to expend your budget.
Yeah.
So it's always good to like have the foresight about what I want to do and I'm putting my money. So even if anything comes up, it will be under miscellaneous and surprises.
Timi, thank you so much for like taking time to like explain more about like budgets and the importance of planning. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Timi, for coming on. Thank you. It was a wrap. Thank you.